Hey everybody, my name is Corp Cosplay, and today we're going to talk all about how I made my Gambit cosplay. For those who don't know, my name is Corp Cosplay. I've been a cosplayer in the Southern Ontario area for around 10 years. I've won a few awards, I've guested at a couple cons. I love cosplay, and this is my breakdown of my Gambit cosplay. So as I've said with the other cosplay breakdown videos, if this is your first one, thank you. This is not a tutorial. This is just a breakdown of how I built the cosplay. I've tried to film myself while I'm building the cosplay. I am way too focused on the camera and I make mistakes, so this is the best way I can do it. If there's any questions you have about anything I talk about, I'm only going to do somewhat of a brief overview of it. If there's any specific details, leave them in the comment. Leave your questions and stuff in the comments. I'd be more than happy to answer them. I always check my comments on these videos. So why Gambit? Why not Gambit? I've always been a Gambit fan. I've always thought him throwing the cards was a cool thing, even when I was a kid. Him having that cocky swagger has always been a lot of fun. And I just, I think we all grew up with the X-Men animated TV show as kids, and he was always the standout. He was always one of the most fun episodes, so I thought, let's try and bring Gambit to life. And coincidentally, it happening the same time as the Deadpool and Wolverine movie was a complete coincidence. That was not intentional, but yeah, it worked out really well, except for hearing the
Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
70,000 times walking around a convention. So first, let's talk about the foam. The EVA foam chest piece is the main centerpiece of the entire cosplay. It is the Adonis breastplate from KAMUI Cosplay as a template. I did have to extend it in a couple different areas because I realized while cosplaying, I have a very long torso. I am just under 6 foot, and all of my height, I shouldn't say all of my height, but a lot of my height is in my torso, which is a problem when I'm using full body templates because they usually hit just below my belly button, not lower down like it should. So I did have to modify the pattern a little bit. So if you look at mine and you're like, it's not exactly the same, that's why. If you use it, it's probably going to work fine for you. I used 4mm EVA foam for the base, and then I just used half round for the detail piece on the chest and around the bottom. I have had two different versions of Gambit. The first version, I also made a back piece for it, so it was almost like one full chest and back piece. Problem with that was cons are hot, and really started to overheat in that it was a little too much. Mostly I did it because I thought there might be some times I'm going to take the coat off, and there are some times where Gambit's just walking around with the chest piece and long sleeves. That has not happened in an extremely long time, and I don't expect it to happen again. The coat is kind of a signature piece of his, so after using that a couple times, I got rid of it. I've made a new one that is just the front. I have done a purple version similar to the Deadpool Wolverine movie. I like the pink version better simply because I love the comic and the cartoon more than the movie. Let's think. The detail parts on the inside is just 1mm craft foam, just cut into strips randomly. Because it's a comic, there's been a billion different designs on how this is laid out. No one really cares. For the headpiece, same thing, EVA foam as a base and then wrapped in leather. However, before I wrapped it in leather, I did put a wire around the forehead, down and down the sides and around here because I want it to hold to my head as best I can. Same, and once I wrap the leather, it'll be nice and secure. You can push it in really close, like see where it is once you put it on your head. Then take it off, squeeze it in even more, and then slide your head into it. It fits so snug, so perfectly. It goes almost the full way around the back of my head, and I've just put some Velcro on the back, and so I can just pull it on, Velcro it together. I did originally have a neck piece. My buddy Freakish Workshop has a bat cowl sort of neck piece. because Gambit's headpiece and neckpiece are sort of connected. I'm extremely claustrophobic. I could not wear it. I really could not wear it. There was one point I was wearing it and I could feel it rimming across my Adam's apple, and I almost went into a panic attack instantly, so I don't wear that piece. And no one's really called me out on it, so it's not a big deal, obviously. The wig. The wig is a long-haired wig that I have had to modify. Gambit has had a bunch of different hairstyles over the years. He's had the double part come down the side. He's had the single hang down that I like, and then he's also got this one where it's sort of popped up all over it. It's like the animated series one. I like this look, but it's a lot of work, and I've tried holding a wig like this, and then after a while it starts to droop. I think this is a more natural look, the way I have it down the side and just pulled back so you can see more of the faceplate or the face cowl. But you can do whatever version you want. Like I said, it's just a long brown wig that I've slowly had to cut, sort of lay it out properly. It's wig maintenance. It's modifying a wig. I hate doing it, but I had to do it on this one. And the boot covers. The boot covers are foam as well. They are one of the leg patterns from KAMUI Cosplay as well, along with the foot pattern. You can pick them up on her website. The knee piece is my own. I just made a circle with the triangle on it. You can see the reference photos in the animated series. Those have a specific type of paint that I used. Specifically, it was the Plaid FX Silver. They don't make that paint anymore. The reason I love that paint was that had latex in it, which allowed anything to flex once it's used. If you use regular acrylics, you will probably have your paint crack, which is a giant pain in the butt that they don't make this paint anymore. However, I have heard that they're going to make a new line that is going to be focused on customizing shoes that is going to have a latex in it. So check out Plaid FX online. They have a new line out. It's not appearing in Canada yet, but hopefully it's coming soon because I need this paint. It's really useful. So yeah, they just go around the back, velcroed around the back in 3 points, one just above my calf, one halfway down and a little bit near my foot. The foot piece, they were connected, but I had too many issues with it ripping and pulling, so they are two different pieces now. The foot has a strap around the back to hold it together, and underneath has a strap holding around my boot. So you may notice old pictures of the Gambit cosplay. I did have a bow staff that I used. However, I don't use it anymore because the more important feature and the thing that gets the most attention, the cards. The cards are the most fun part of the cosplay. There is a video on my YouTube channel showing how I made it, but I'll give you a quick recap here. It is just a couple cards. I believe I have 6 or 7 on this one. You can use regular playing cards. Mine are 3D printed because they get bounced around so much. Poke a hole in the middle, fishing line through, glue the cards evenly down on either side of the hole. Key rings on either side, wrap them in something black. I use hockey tape, and you can easily fan them out. Everyone loves it. It looks so cool. And last but not least, the purchase section. Again, with all these videos, there is stuff that I've purchased. There's stuff that I haven't made by hand. That's what cosplay is. You can buy stuff. You can make stuff. It's perfectly fine. Jeans. I'm wearing black jeans for Gambit. The rectangles, the pink rectangles on the legs are 3D printed. They are 3D printed using TPU filament. The TPU filament is a flexible filament. It is actually the first 3D printed pattern I've ever made. It is simply a rectangle with curved corners, which the curved corners didn't even work. It is very, 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 very thin, like about 1 millimeter, because I do want them to flex a little bit when I move. The coat is purchased off Amazon. I'll put a link in here. I believe it was about $100, $120 at the time. I had another darker coat and I just knew it wasn't the right coat for me. I knew I would have to just invest in that part of the cosplay because the jacket and coat is such an important part of that character. It is a great jacket. It is a very freaking warm jacket though, so warn you, if you don't do well in the heat, you will get very warm in this jacket in the middle of the summertime at a convention, so be prepared for that. And last but not least, the gloves. The gloves are just Halloween season black gloves that I chopped off a couple of the fingers because he only has the his two middle fingers as that are covered. The rest are bare. And that's kind of it. That is it pretty much. I don't think there's anything else that I've missed. If you have any questions about how I built certain things or where I bought certain things of the cosplay, leave comments down below, please. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you have about this. I want you guys to make a Gambit cosplay too. I'm going to see what yours is going to look like. If you like these, if you like the cosplay breakdown videos, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We got a whole bunch more coming up for the rest of my cosplays. My name is Corp Cosplay, and I can't wait to see what you're going to cosplay next. Take care.